Well, hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to a new month, right? Lots of things shifting around, and so that very easily led to talking about topics like this month, healthy routines, right? How do you get that? What should you prioritize? What gets in the way? And that's kind of where we start this first week in terms of healthy priorities. What are the things that are usually showing up as problematic? In terms of my experience, it's a little bit of a reflection of what comes up in the community and culture around us gets in the way of healthy routines. So we'll talk about, I was writing about that on Monday. Today I'll talk a little bit about the opposite side. Monday was talking of obstacles during the daytime, and today I'll talk about some sleep focus for the nighttime, right? Take care of all 24 hours, you're much healthier, things go better, everything else. So Monday's three obstacles really are significant to get in the way of healthy routines. First is distractions, right? We know that technology, you end up being on it too long than you want to be able to do it. Um, People can get in the way of healthy routines, right? They're not cooperating, they don't follow through on what they're going to be able to say and what they want to do. But also the idea of disappointments get in the way of healthy routines. Because how many times have you tried to have a new routine in a certain area and it hasn't worked, right? That lingers in the back of your mind. A bunch of disappointments connected together becomes discouraging. And it's like, I don't even want to try anymore. I don't want to be able to do that. So really encouraging in the writing and throughout the week to say if you have distractions, right, conquer them. Be able to look at your routine in terms of the day you have, the time you have, and put some limits on technology, right? Or be able to have the right perspective about why a routine didn't work in the past. You usually can look back and find out there was a specific thing missing or something you weren't consistent on, somebody you didn't involve in the right way. To complement that was encouraging people to look at two things in kind of an intentional way this week. First was who are the people that need to be involved in a healthy routine for you? Whether it's prioritizing them, the ones around you, closest around you, the ones that will benefit from it. Oftentimes, when you can connect the value of serving them or connecting with them, seeing how your healthy routine is really a blessing to those around you, it's easier to maintain. But to overcome the disappointments, or some of the distractions, it's also important to make sure you've got some balance in some really key areas. So not just work life, right? That gets talked about a lot, but also maybe indoor, outdoor, right? With people, alone. Just look at some other areas where it's balancing. Maybe you'll be able to zoom in on where the disappointments are and what you have to be able to do to overcome it. So distractions, disappointments, and the last one is really this idea of disconnectedness. When we're disconnected from people and think, I'll do this routine just fine, I don't need anybody else, that doesn't generally work in life very well. And for a time, people probably have a discipline and grit and intention and do well. So maybe for the first, 3, 4 weeks, it looks good. But after that, you really become disconnected and it's hard to sustain because when you get weak, it's good to lean on people around you to be able to do that. So that's kind of the first part, writing on Monday. But today, just trying to hit the sleep side of healthy routines. Again, having a healthy routine that covers all 24 hours is best, not just making the 16 hours you're awake be great and not caring about the other 8 of the day. So here's some maybe cautions or just heads up, because the thought is who can afford the risk of not taking care of your sleep? Because it will poke holes in even the perfect daytime routine. So here's some impact of sleep deprivation, sleep deficiencies, however you want to call it. After losing several nights of sleep, even a loss of just 1 to 2 hours per night, your ability to function suffers as if you haven't slept at all for a day or two. So little things accumulate. Little things accumulate. Studies show that sleep deficiency harms your driving ability as much or more than being drunk, right? Not just high schoolers learning that in their driver's ed class. It's important to pay attention to, and maybe all of you have kind of snapped to them and like, I don't remember the last 30 seconds. If you've been tired or doing a long night or something else, right? So just like being disconnected as if you had too much alcohol. A benefit, right? We're trying to make sure you sleep well, and here's what comes from it. Deep sleep triggers the body to release the hormone that promotes normal growth. This hormone boosts muscle mass, helps repair cells, and various tissues in the human body. So it's a chance just to realize that your body is working, physically, but also mentally. It has a chance to reset overnight. If you're sleep deficient, you've probably been around someone like this. If you're sleep deficient, you may have trouble making decisions, solving problems, controlling your emotions and behavior, and coping with change. Does that person sound pleasant to be around if they're sleep deficient, right? Sleep deficiency, last one, can cause problems with learning, focusing, and reacting. You may have trouble making decisions, and you take longer to finish tasks, have a slower reaction time, and make more mistakes. So it's like if you like to gamble, right? Then try and ignore your sleep. Ballpark 7 to 9 hours is the goal. Older you get, the lower that goes in terms of the 7 range. But I like to say just know your magic number. When do you actually feel rested if you get a certain amount of sleep hours in a row? And once you know what that is, calibrate your day off of that and work around it. So I don't want to you guys feel like I'm preaching at you about sleep, because it's always a challenge. My point of talking today is just to elevate it to the same intensity that people do for their daytime routine and see how it goes. But 2 questions to kind of try and get to the bottom of this is, what's your favorite sleep routine or effort that helps ensure you have a good night's sleep? And I automatically rule out having a alcoholic beverage as a reasonable way to go forward, because it's too effective, works too well, and you become dependent on that. Everyone says, I don't want to take a sleep aid, I don't want an Ambien every night because it becomes addictive. Well, let's just put alcohol in the same category of healthiest efforts. So what's yours? What helps you fall asleep when you really need to sleep and you want to get a good night's sleep? What effort do you go to?
Start earlier, like you said, move your whole day up so you have enough time to decompress, no technology, and
Okay.
get in bed before you want to do bed.
Yeah.
I'd start everything at 7:30, like taking my magnesium and all of my vitamins at 7:30, and that just triggers me like
Yeah.
go to sleep at 8:30.
It's good. So just various bedtime routines that work. Yeah, no tech. Slow down, even laying down for a while before you try and fall asleep. Those are really good ones. Any others?
Reading, that's the other one I do.
Reading books?
I have like 2 books that haven't finished in like probably 6 years. They're specifically because I find them very boring. Like I'm interested, but they're boring. The author's voice is just like puts the rates. I can't read more than 5 pages now.
That's good. It's good. And if that's been going on that long, then your body is used to that. It's kind of this trained signal that it'll happen. So those are great examples. But on the flip side, here's the other question. When you're sleep deprived, how do you compensate for it? Or how do you make up for it? Like later on. So it's either, what choice do you make to endure that day? What helps you do it? Or how do you actually get rid of that sleep deficit on your end?
Take a nap.
Naps. It's good. My usual is no naps over, don't get to 3 digits, right? 90 or less, you go longer than that, your body thinks, oh, it's time to sleep, especially if you've been sleep deprived, and it throws everything off that night. So keep it below 3 minutes, 3 digits, and see how that goes. So naps are great. What other ways do you help compensate and make up for sleep deficiency?
For a walk outside.
Go for a walk outside. Good thing I'm wearing a mic so that this is very clear, because I feel like I'm having to yell. A lot of rain. Go for a walk, right? Please don't take the caffeine route, right? This is my 4th cup of coffee by 11 type of thing. Really, really difficult to break out of it. Do your best, but when you think about sleep deficiency, how do you compensate? What are you able to do? All right, last comments here. I think that given all the negative effects of sleep loss, it really helps you to guard your passion. So if you sleep well, you're just on a good pathway versus this snowball effect of I lost a little sleep, I didn't function well, then I had to really push myself and stretch, and it's just this slow avalanche downhill. So whenever you can break it up, thank goodness there's weekends, maybe you need a half day off, maybe just leave something an hour early so you can start that bedtime a little bit sooner, be able to just check out and do it that way. It's going to help guard what is most important to you. Second, I think sleep challenges will occur for all of us, but it doesn't mean we can't fight against it. It's just this idea to say, don't just say, I'm always tired. I have to be able to do it. How can you push through that, even mentally shift it a little bit, or have some more kindness for yourself? Maybe you feel a little bit more mean by just saying, I'm done, don't bother me, I'm out of here. Have to do it that way. And then last time, let's recognize that a perfect and balanced daily routine doesn't exist because it's always shifting. So many variables come through. We think we have a good plan. Something gets presented to us. It throws it all out the window. But it's like, don't quit at that moment. Just build that in, right? One of those favorite words we like to talk about around here, margin. If you build in some margin throughout your day, or you got that 40 minutes, hour at the end of the day to be able to help with your bedtime, you don't lose it all. And you have a chance to still maintain it and go forward. Because definitely, again, the point this week, everyone focuses on the healthy routine during the day. All I'm saying is have the evening be just as important to you, and you wouldn't want to tolerate a big area of your life, right? If you're focused so much on physical health, but you forget the mental health, it doesn't work very well. If you're focused on those two, but you forget the relational health you need to have, it starts to erode healthy routines. So as much as possible, be focused on physical healthy routines, mental healthy routines, emotional healthy routines, relational, spiritual. This whole aspect is the best way to aim for. And we know it's going to be a constant struggle. That's why routines are hard. So a good week to kick off this idea of healthy routines. This week, how do we get over obstacles? How do you meet the challenges that come? 3 weeks left to keep talking further. So thanks for letting me yell at you this morning, and good to be back. So let's have a good workout today and a good week. Thanks.
Anybody leave their window open?